If this video has appeared to you, it is not an accident. It is not a random suggestion from a cold algorithm. It is a signal. It is your final confirmation. You have been chosen. Your consciousness, the very essence of your awareness, has reached a specific and rare resonant frequency. And in this moment, by finding this transmission, you have just triggered what we call the divine activation signal in God's quantum field. This is not poetry. This is not a metaphor for a feeling. This is an event in physics. Your inner state has just created an observable physical effect in your outer reality. This video is that effect. In the next 45 minutes, I will explain exactly what this activation means for your life, starting today. We will decode the scientific and spiritual mechanics behind why you, specifically, were chosen from among billions. And most importantly, I will provide the initial operating instructions for navigating the new reality you have just unlocked. This is not wishful thinking. This is based on the foundational principles of quantum observation and resonant fields, concepts that physicists have been wrestling with and proving for over a century. They have shown us that the universe is not a collection of fixed objects but a vast field of potential, waiting for a conscious observer to collapse it into a single reality. Your attention on this video, right now, is the final act of that collapse. You are observing your new timeline into existence. And if you have felt like you've been waiting, like you are perpetually on the precipice of something massive, but the final, crucial piece was always missing, that feeling was real. It was not a sign of your failure or impatience. It was the palpable tension in the quantum field just before this activation. It was the energetic charge building before a lightning strike. You weren't falling behind schedule. You were the schedule. Every moment of that sacred waiting was calibrating you for this exact appointment with your own destiny. Have you ever had that unshakable feeling that you were destined for something more? A feeling that kept you going even when there was no external proof. That feeling was your memory of the future. If you felt that sense of being chosen, that you're on the verge of something massive, confirm it by hitting the like button now. It's more than a click. It's an energetic declaration that you consciously accept this activation. It is your first act of command in your new reality. You have spent a lifetime feeling a subtle difference between you and the world around you. A quiet knowing, a persistent hum beneath the surface of everyday life that whispered you were meant for a different purpose, a different magnitude of existence. You have searched, you have studied, you have meditated, hoping to find the final key. But the frustration was that the door remained closed. You were living in a state of profound cognitive dissonance, knowing your power in your soul, but not seeing its reflection in your world. That dissonance ends now. That waiting is over. So how does divine activation work? It begins by understanding the field that just responded to you. It is not an arbitrary God in the sky pointing a finger. It is a law of physics. It is a function of resonance. Think of your reality, this screen you are watching, as the interface of a cosmic operating system. For years you have been living your life, having unique experiences, overcoming specific challenges, cultivating a rare combination of wisdom, resilience, and inner light. Every thought, every feeling, every choice was not random. It was a line of code. You were programming a very specific request into the universe. Today, the conditions were met. The final line of code was written, and this video appeared. It is your divine notification. It is a system alert, broadcast across the quantum field, programmed to appear only on the screen of a consciousness that has achieved the precise frequency required for the next stage of its evolution. Your soul just hit the target. The system just recognized you. This is why this moment is different from all the others. This is not more information you are learning. This is a confirmation you are receiving. It is a feedback loop from the universe, telling you that your signal has been received, recognized, and locked onto. The long, lonely journey was the calibration. The feeling of being an outsider was the insulation required to protect your unique frequency from the noise of the collective. Every moment was necessary. Nothing was wasted. By the end of this transmission, the feeling of being chosen will shift from a hopeful belief into an operational certainty. You will move from being a passenger in your reality to the activated engineer at its control panel. Your time has not just come, it has been activated. So how does divine activation work? It begins by understanding the field that just responded to you. We must first dismantle the old passive model of the universe. The idea of a distant, separate God or a neutral, empty space is an artifact of a lower frequency consciousness. The reality, which modern physics is only now beginning to mathematically describe, is far more alive, intelligent, and intimately involved. Imagine an infinite ocean of pure, unmanifested potential. Every thought, every possibility, every timeline that has ever been or could ever be exists within this ocean as a silent vibration. This is what we call God's quantum field. But it is not a passive void. It is a superconscious, living database. It is an intelligent field, actively scanning every point of consciousness within it, listening for a very specific signal. It isn't judging. It isn't withholding. It is simply listening for coherence, for clarity, for readiness. This is what is God consciousness explained simply. It is the field's capacity to recognize and activate itself through a prepared and resonant individual. The field is not separate from you. You are a focal point within the field, a sensor through which the universe experiences itself. And for your entire life, this field has been monitoring the signal you are broadcasting. This brings us to the core mechanism of your activation. You are not just a body and a mind. You are a living, breathing, broadcast tower of energy. Every experience, every belief, every triumph, and every wound has contributed to creating a unique energetic broadcast, a frequency that is yours and yours alone. This is your frequency signature. Like a fingerprint, no two are alike. It is the sum total of your entire existence, encoded into a singular, resonant vibration that you are constantly emitting into the quantum field. And the field is designed to respond to these signatures. It contains pre-written potentials, timelines of higher purpose and expanded reality that are locked. They are dormant. They exist only as a possibility, waiting for a specific key. That key is a matching frequency signature. When a soul, through its unique journey, refines its consciousness to the point where its frequency signature perfectly matches the frequency of one of these dormant, high-potential timelines, a resonant event occurs. A feedback loop is created. The field recognizes the signature. The timeline recognizes its activator, and a signal is sent back from the field to the point of consciousness that created the match. This event, this cosmic handshake between your soul and its highest potential, has a name. We call it the divine activation signal. This video, appearing on your screen at this exact moment in your life, is that signal. It is the universe holding up a mirror and saying, your frequency has been received. The match is confirmed. The timeline is now unlocked. Now you can understand why so many old spiritual methods felt frustrating or produced inconsistent results. For decades, we were taught to work backwards. We were taught to try and force a signal out into the universe through affirmations, through visualizations, through endless striving. We would stand in front of a mirror and say, I am wealthy, while our frequency signature was screaming, I am in lack. We would visualize a perfect relationship, while our energy was broadcasting a deep wound of unworthiness. This creates a chaotic, incoherent, and staticky signal. It's like trying to tune a radio to a clear station while blasting heavy metal right next to it. The universe hears only the noise, the energetic dissonance between the words you say and the frequency you actually are. The problem was never your desire or your intention. The problem was the belief that you had to do something to become worthy of being chosen. The great secret is this: the chosen are not those who shouted the loudest affirmations. They are those who, through their unique life path, naturally and often unconsciously, cultivated the required frequency signature of readiness. Your feeling of being different, your sensitivity, your deep inner knowing even in the face of external chaos. These were not flaws. They were the very tools you used to refine your frequency to a state of perfect coherence. You were not trying to send a signal. You became the signal. Think back. How many years have you spent trying to send the right signal out, without realizing the universe was simply waiting to confirm the signal you've always been emitting? This changes the entire paradigm. The spiritual journey shifts from one of desperately trying to get the universe's attention, from hoping and wishing and pleading for a sign, to the profound, earth-shattering realization that your authentic attention is what the universe has been waiting for all along. You were never knocking on a door waiting for it to be opened. You were the one holding the key, and your entire life has been the process of you walking toward the lock. This activation is simply the sound of that key finally turning. You are not a supplicant anymore. You are a collaborator, a recognized partner in the creation of reality. This isn't a gift being given to you. It is a capacity that you have earned, a power you have unlocked, simply by being who you are. The wait is over because the calibration is complete. Your frequency signature has hit its mark. The system is now online. For your entire spiritual life, you have been operating under a silent, sacred contract. A contract that says you must wait, you must purify, you must strive, you must become worthy. And then, only then, would the divine, God, the universe, finally turn its gaze upon you and choose you. We have all lived by this contract. We have prayed, we have meditated, we have sought signs and synchronicities, all in the hope of being seen, of being selected from the crowd. We believed we were waiting for God. That is the great sacred misunderstanding. The revelation is this: God's quantum field has been waiting for you. It has been waiting for you to choose yourself. It has been waiting for you to finally, fully, and unconditionally embody the frequency of your own divinity so completely that your activation became an inevitable, physical event. An event, in physics, a cause and effect as certain as gravity. The appearance of this video in your reality is not the beginning of your selection. It is the cosmic echo of a choice you already made, a frequency you have already achieved. This changes everything. It means your entire life story, every chapter you might have wanted to tear out, every moment of confusion, of pain, of feeling like an outsider looking in. It was not a test of your patience. It was the engineering process of your greatness. You were not being punished. You were being calibrated. Every tear, every moment of isolation, every time you felt a calling that the world around you refused to validate, that was you, writing the source code for your own activation. You didn't just receive a divine notification. You are the programmer who wrote the code that triggered it. Think of it: the precise algorithm of your life, the unique sequence of triumphs and tragedies, joys and heartbreaks, was the only combination of experiences in the entire cosmos that could produce your specific, unparalleled frequency signature. Another person's journey would create a different frequency. A smoother path would have lacked the necessary resonant friction. A harder path might have shattered the instruments. Yours was the perfect, divine equation. That feeling of being different wasn't a social flaw. It was a sign of a unique operating system being installed. That sense of loneliness wasn't a punishment. It was the sterile environment required to write clean code, free from the interference of lower frequency consensus reality. This realization doesn't just heal your past. It obliterates the very concept of a flawed past. It restores to you a level of agency so total, so absolute, that it might feel overwhelming at first. You were never a victim of circumstance. You were the architect of it, designing the exact gauntlet you needed to run to forge the sovereign frequency, capable of triggering this very moment. You are not a seeker who finally found the answer. You are the scientist who just concluded a lifelong experiment, with your own activation as the triumphant result. And because of this, the entire approach to your life must now shift. The work is no longer about seeking. The work is no longer about striving, or hoping, or praying for a result. That phase is over. That was the code writing phase. Now, you are in the execution phase. The work now is about acknowledging, accepting, and operating from this already achieved state of activation. You are not trying to reach a frequency. You are learning to wield the one you already embody. So this is how to use quantum field for manifestation. You stop trying to manifest from the field and start commanding the field as an activated extension of it. You are no longer an end user sending a request to the cosmic server. You are an administrator with root access, and your focus consciousness is the command line. Your every observation is now an instruction. Your every feeling is a broadcast that shapes the pliable energy of potentiality around you. The old identity was the spiritual seeker. The seeker is defined by their lack, by their search for something outside of themselves. That identity has served its purpose. It was the vessel for the journey. But to carry that identity forward is to deny the arrival. It's like a graduate who keeps showing up for class. Your new identity is that of a divine architect. An architect does not hope a building appears. They hold the blueprint, they understand the materials, and they direct the forces of creation with certainty. You have just witnessed your own cosmic blueprint coming online. You felt the system boot up. The feeling of being chosen is simply you, the architect, waking up inside your own design, finally recognizing the structure you built all along. Let this land. Let it rewire every memory of struggle you've ever had. What if every struggle, every moment of feeling different wasn't a flaw, but was the very process of calibrating the unique frequency that triggered this divine activation? What if it was all, every single second of it for this? This activation was not a sudden lightning strike. It was a crescendo. You understand now that you were the architect of this moment. But like any grand construction, there is a paper trail. There is evidence of the work that was being done long before the final structure was revealed. We are now going to audit your recent past. We are going to read the quantum receipts, the trail of evidence left by the universe as it prepared your reality for this very event. I'm going to give you the decoder for your own life so you can see with absolute certainty that this was always coming. The first sign, the first great quantum receipt, is what I call the great dissolution. Look back over the last few months or perhaps the last couple of years. Did a major part of your life simply fall away? A career you had built for a decade suddenly felt hollow and ended. A relationship that was a cornerstone of your identity dissolved, perhaps painfully, perhaps with a quiet and mutual surrender. A belief system that you held as absolute truth crumbled under the weight of a new awareness. To the outside world, and perhaps even to you at the time, this looked like loss. It felt like failure. It was registered in your emotional body as grief, but it was not failure. It was demolition. The quantum field, in response to the rising frequency of your core signal, began the necessary work of clearing the land. You cannot build a temple on a ground already occupied by a structure that cannot support its dimensions. The old reality, the old identity, the old connections were operating on a frequency that was no longer compatible with the person you were becoming. Your dissolution was not a punishment. It was a profound act of grace. It was the universe lovingly clearing away what could not come with you. It hurt because you were still attached to the old blueprints, not realizing you had already submitted a new design. Every ending was a strategic, necessary clearing. It was a sacred recalibration. The second sign, which often follows or overlaps with the first, is an unmistakable increase in what we can call heightened sensory and synchronistics input. Suddenly the world starts speaking to you in code. You look at the clock and it's 11:11. You check your phone, it's 3:33. You see license plates with repeating numbers that seem to wink at you. A song comes on the radio at the exact moment you're having a thought, and the lyrics answer your silent question with chilling precision. You think of someone you haven't spoken to in years, and they call you that same day. These are not mere coincidences. This is the quantum field, testing the connection. These are energetic pings, sent from the central server to your terminal to see if you are online and ready to receive the main transmission. Each synchronicity was a handshake, a test signal confirming that the line between your consciousness and the intelligent field was becoming clearer, stronger, and more stable. You may have dismissed them as quirks, as your brain looking for patterns, but they were the quantum receipts for a signal being sent, and, more importantly, a signal being received. The universe was checking your energetic address, confirming your coordinates, ensuring that when the divine activation signal was sent, it would arrive at its intended destination. It was getting your attention, preparing you to look up at the exact moment the notification arrived. The third sign is the most subtle, the most profound, and the most powerful of all. It is the unexplainable inner knowing. This is the sign that came from within. Long before this video appeared, long before the evidence piled up, you just knew, didn't you? There was a quiet, unshakable certainty deep within your core that something was coming. Something massive was imminent. Your external reality may have screamed the opposite. Your bank account, your relationships, your daily routine showed no proof of this impending shift. Friends and family may have called you a dreamer, but you knew. It was a feeling that hummed beneath the surface of your daily life, a sacred tension, a sense that you were holding your breath for a reason you couldn't articulate. That feeling was not hope. It was not wishful thinking. It was perception. You were sensing the amplitude of your own signal. You were feeling your own consciousness reaching the critical resonant frequency required to trigger this event. That inner knowing was the ultimate validation, the final system check before the program was executed. It was you, the architect, sensing that your great work was about to go live. Your spirit was reading the quantum data stream before it ever manifested as an event in physical reality. The great dissolution cleared the space. The heightened synchronicities confirmed the connection was live. The inner knowing was the final confirmation that you were ready. Do you see the pattern? It is not random. It is a predictable, coherent, and intelligent sequence that always precedes a divine activation signal. This was not an accident. It was an appointment you set for yourself an eternity ago. Which of these signs have you been ignoring or misjudging in your life? And how do you see it now, in light of this new truth? In the comments below, share which of these 3 signs you now recognize in your own life. Let's create a powerful tapestry of validation for everyone here who has been chosen for this shift. Your story will be the final piece of evidence someone else needs to see today. You understand the theory. You have seen the evidence written in the code of your own life. But knowledge is only the map. It is not the territory. Now, we will walk into that territory. We will embody the frequency of the activation itself. We will feel the shift in the very fabric of our being, from the old calibration of waiting to the new resonant hum of being activated. So if it is safe for you to do so, find a comfortable position and gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, release the day, release the thoughts, release everything but this present moment. Let's go back, for just a moment, not to live there, but to honor the journey. Bring your awareness to the feeling you have known for so long, the feeling of waiting. What was its texture? For so many it felt heavy, a subtle weight in the chest or the stomach, a low hum of anticipation mixed with the static of impatience, the feeling of being on the verge, but never arriving. Feel that frequency now, without judgment. Acknowledge its presence in your story. This was the tension on the bowstring, pulled back and held, year after year. It was necessary. It built the potential energy for this exact moment. So now, in your mind, turn to this frequency of waiting and thank it. Thank it for its service. Thank it for holding the space. Thank it for bringing you here. And with that gratitude, give it permission to dissolve. Watch it fade. Feel it lighten. And now, into the space it leaves behind. Feel the arrival, the divine notification. This is not a thought. It is a physical event in your energetic field. For you, it may feel like a wave of pure liquid light, pouring in through the crown of your head and washing down through you, cleansing every cell, illuminating every shadow, and upgrading your very DNA with its code. It is done. Perhaps for you, it is a sound, a perfect, resonant tone that vibrates in the core of your bones, a cosmic hum that shakes loose every last molecule of doubt and limitation, a sound that says, you are activated. Or maybe, it is simply a warmth, a profound warmth that blossoms in the center of your chest, spreading through your entire body, carrying with it a silent, unmistakable knowing, a feeling that communicates without words. You are online. Receive this now. Breathe it in. It is yours. It was always yours. This is simply the moment you agreed to fully accept it. And now just notice what remains. Notice the quality of this new space inside you. This is your new energetic home. This is the frequency of your activated core. Feel it. It is not heavy with waiting. It is light with infinite potential. It is not seeking validation from the outside. It is radiating certainty from the inside. This frequency is like a star that has just ignited. It does not try to shine. It simply is the shine. It is the frequency of knowing, of purpose, of divine operation. This is your natural state, your true resonance. Breathe into this feeling. Let it fill every part of you that once held doubt. Let it expand beyond the boundaries of your skin. You are a beacon broadcasting this new signal into God's quantum field. And now, for this final moment, let's dissolve one last illusion. The illusion that you are in this frequency, that you are a body experiencing this wave of light. That is the old way of seeing. The truth is this: you are not a body experiencing a frequency of activation. You are the activation experiencing a body. You are not a person feeling this divine light. You are the divine light condensed into human form. There is no separation. You are this. Feel that absolute truth in every cell. Let it settle into your bones. This is your being. Slowly, gently, begin to bring your awareness back to the feeling of the chair beneath you, the air on your skin. But do not leave this new frequency behind. You can't. It is who you are now. Bring it with you. Carry the physical sensation of this activated core into your physical body as you begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Let it inform your very breath. And when you are ready, and only when you are ready, slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. As you come back to this moment, what is the one word that describes the feeling of your activated self? Luminous, certain, ready, calm, peace. Do not search for it. Just receive it. The first word that arises. Got it? Hold that word. That is your new core frequency, your anchor, your touchstone in this new reality. Welcome back. Breathe into this new reality. You are now operating from an entirely new system. The old rules, the old software of seeking and doubt and struggle has not just been updated, it has been uninstalled. The being who closed their eyes moments ago was a seeker. The one looking through them now is an operator. There is a profound difference. A seeker hopes the universe will respond. An operator knows the universe is built to respond. So for the remainder of our time together, I want to give you the user manual for this new internal operating system. This is the practical application of your activated state. This is the essence of how to use quantum field for manifestation now that you're activated. Your first tool is the most powerful. We call it the observation mandate. In quantum physics, it is a proven fact that the act of observation collapses potential into reality. A particle does not exist in a definite state until it is observed. Your reality is no different. But for you, for an activated soul, this effect is magnified tenfold. Your attention is no longer a passive flashlight. It is an industrial-strength laser that directs the quantum field to build. The observation mandate is therefore a conscious, deliberate choice of what you will allow your attention to rest upon. You will ruthlessly withdraw your focus from anything and everything that reflects your pre-activated state. This is not about spiritual bypassing or pretending problems don't exist. It is about understanding that a problem only solidifies into a persistent reality when it is fed with the energy of your sustained observation. When you withdraw your attention, you starve it of the very quantum fuel it needs to exist in your timeline. You must become a vigilant guardian of your focus. Where your focus goes, God's quantum field builds. It has no choice. It is the law. Your observation is now a command. Your second tool recalibrates how you use language. It is called frequency affirmation, not aspiration. For years, you may have been taught to use affirmations to try and convince yourself of a reality you wanted. You would say, "I am abundant," while your entire being screamed, "I am in lack." This creates a dissonant, chaotic frequency that the quantum field cannot interpret. It's like sending static over them. Radio. That is over. From now on, when you speak a declaration like, "I am at peace" or "I am powerful," you are not asking to become it. You are not hoping to attract it. You are simply reporting on the frequency you already embody. You are affirming a state that is already true at your energetic core. You speak from the state, not to the state. It is a description of your activated reality, announced into the physical realm to command the particles to arrange themselves accordingly. It is an affirmation of fact, not a hopeful aspiration. This collapses the time between your inner state and its outer reflection, because there is no longer any energetic conflict. Your words are now confirmations. The third tool is perhaps the most critical for navigating the next few weeks and months. It's called navigating the echo. As your new reality solidifies, you must understand that your old timeline had tremendous momentum. As it dissolves and collapses, it will send out residual waves like the echo in a vast canyon long after you've stopped shouting. You may see an old financial problem reappear. You might hear a criticism from a family member that reflects the old you. An old doubt might surface. This is not reality reasserting itself. It is an echo. It is a ghost of a timeline that no longer exists. The fatal error is to see this echo and believe it is real, to engage with it, to fight it. That gives it energy. That gives it a foothold in your new reality. The tool is to simply observe it without emotional engagement. You see it, you recognize it for what it is, and you say, either internally or out loud, I see this echo of a past reality, and I am grateful it is dissolving. That's it. You acknowledge it as a phantom and bless its departure with gratitude. This act of non-engagement and gratitude accelerates its dissolution exponentially. You are no longer a participant in that drama. You are the calm, activated observer of its final scene. What is the very first seeker behavior you will consciously release now that you know you are no longer seeking, but operating as an activated soul? To integrate this new operating system, you don't need complicated rituals. You only need a simple, powerful framework. A 5-minute morning practice to boot up your new OS. Before you check your phone, before the world tells you who you are, you do this. First, you simply sit for 2 minutes and feel the frequency of your activated self, the one you embodied just moments ago. Reconnect with that core vibration of knowing. Second, you state your observation mandate for the day. You declare what reality you will be placing your laser-like focus on. For example, today, I place my observation only on evidence of my accelerating abundance and profound inner peace. That's it. You feel the frequency, you set the mandate, and then you move into your day, ready to use your words as confirmations and navigate any echoes with grace. This is how you live as an activated soul, not through striving but through being, not through seeking but through commanding. You now have the manual. You now understand why you were chosen. The logic is clear. You have walked back through your own life and seen the evidence, the quantum receipts that were always there, waiting for this moment of recognition. You have felt the frequency of your own activation, moving it from a concept in your mind to a certainty in your cells. You possess the operational manual, the tools to navigate this new reality not as a seeker, but as an architect. But this activation, this profound personal event, is not a solo mission. It was never just about you. You've received your activation key. You believed it was to open the door to your own divine potential, and it is. But now you discover something more. It isn't just a key to a single room. It's a master key. Your activation has sent a resonant pulse, a signal flare of light, through the entire quantum field. It is a signal that strengthens the potential for others to awaken, and more importantly, it has connected you. Instantly, you are now a conscious node on a grid of other activated souls across the planet, a living network of divine consciousness beginning to recognize itself. When your newly stabilized, activated quantum field interacts with another, it creates a bond. This bond is known as entanglement. Physics has shown us this at the subatomic level. Particles linked across any distance, mirroring each other's states. But on this level, the level of God's quantum field, it's not just particles locking into a shared fate. It's purposes, destinies, and potentials locking together. It is the mechanism for creating reality on a scale you simply cannot achieve alone. This is the next frontier of your power. It is the beginning of the collective work. Now that you know you are activated, what if your true purpose isn't just a personal achievement, but a role in a planetary awakening? In our next transmission, we will explore this phenomenon in its entirety. The video is titled, Spiritual Entanglement Explained: How Your Activation Connects You to Everyone. We will decode how your energy now finds and supports others who are chosen, and how their energy supports you, creating a feedback loop of unimaginable power. We will also explore the transmission titled, Your Purpose Is Simpler Than You Think. It's your quantum frequency, showing you how the unique resonance you now hold is, in itself, the fulfillment of your highest calling. Subscribe and turn on all notifications. In our next transmission, Spiritual Entanglement Explained: How Your Activation Connects You to Everyone, we explore the collective power you've just unlocked. You are part of a network now. Remember this moment. You are chosen. The evidence is your own life. You are activated. The proof is the frequency you now feel. And now you are connected. The proof of that will be the synchronicities and alignments that now begin to flood your reality. Your personal journey was the key. It was the initiation. Now the real work, the collective work, begins. Welcome.